Okay, ready? You were born ready?
No, I don't like this.
Why, baby, are we looking at electric cars?
Because we have got a VW up, which I don't want anymore because you reversed into it. It's got a big dent in it.
Right. The VW up needs to go because you hate it.
Yes, the Peugeot lease is up in December.
So we have a 3008, that's a family car.
Yeah.
So basically, both cars are coming to the end of their tether.
Yes.
And we didn't know whether to change the little or the big one.
And I never wanted the Peugeot 3008, and you promised me that when we got to the end of this 4 years, I could have what I wanted.
Yeah, I can't remember that, but
Yeah,
you know, I'm a man of a word.
Is that the battery, is it?
That's the motor.
The battery?
Motor.
What motor?
Electric motor. Screamed her knickers off. Oh, shit!
And when you played it loud, it absolutely drained the battery. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
How did you play it? So I'm used to having a handbag invade my personal space by my feet.
It's like a computer driving the car.
It is a computer driving the car.
It is a computer driving the car.
No nuts. The reason we looked at two little runarounds, the i3 and the eMini. Those are the two that look the nicest of the small cars. One purely electric from bottom up build. This one is a modified, obviously, Mini. And then we looked at two family cars, the Tesla Model 3 and the iPace. And those were, which car do we get? Do we get the runaround as an electric vehicle? Do we get the family car as an electric vehicle?
We get a Tesla as an electric vehicle. So
our first experience of driving an electric car is, like KJ said, you press a button or you enter it with a key or whatever, and it says it's on, and there's no buzzing or whirring or engine noise or anything. That's a bit disconcerting. And then you press a pedal, and off you go.
Well, you don't really trust that it's on. You're kind of like, you sure you're on? I'm not convinced.
And you only find out when you press a pedal.
When you press a pedal, and
right.
You go, shit!
Cute little thing. Not quite sure about this old man's interior, but the suicide door. Check that out. But what's good about this car is this gap in between. So I'm used to having a handbag invade my personal space by my feet. At least here, because the compartment stops, there's a exclusion zone between the two careers where somebody's handbag can be stowed. Now, I think there's a fatal flaw with this BMW. It's supposed to be a town car, so we're going to do a little test. Right, it's one of those where you just squeeze out the car. I can just get out. I'm out. I got to get the kids out the back of the car. Right. Out you get little ones and put them where? I've nowhere to put them. Kills it for me. Sorry, BMW. So what do you think about the i3?
It's like an old man's jacket inside.
Yeah, it is a bit tweedy jacket. It's even got the leather elbow patches, hasn't it?
It was horrible.
Okay, and you think it looks like a pug?
It does look like a pug. It's got a squished nose, so it is a pug.
Okay, i3 is a pug in an old man's jacket.
Yeah.
Other than that...
And a dicky bow.
Right, but you didn't really like it?
No.
I quite liked it, but I would never buy it because of those doors. So let's move on in order and try not to give away which one we decided to go for. Next, what we try?
The Tesla.
Right, we actually tried two Teslas, the long range and the standard.
Model 3.
And the basically difference is that the 0 to 60 is 1 second difference. And the long range says it's got about 380, 390 miles, and the one says it's got about 300. So fundamentally, we wondered if you would feel the difference in performance between the two cars, but you don't, because they're all they're rockets, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Aren't they? They're rockets with every childish gizmo you could ever want.
Yeah.
Right, Tesla Model 3. Endurance, longer range. It's a lot bigger than you imagine, to be fair. It's a big car. There's no buttons, that's one thing you will notice. There's just the screen, and all the controls are part of the screen, apart from gear lever and wash wipe. These buttons here operate things like volume, but there's quite a few cubby holes and space, but it is well weird. Let's have a look in the back. It's massive back here. And the panoramic sunroof is great for the passengers in the back, but it's outside your peripheral vision in the front. The boot is frankly enormous. We've got a cubby hole down the side, and then on the floor you've got this, you can't really see, but look how long it is. And then to lock the car, we've got a key fob. That reads a key fob. Other features, that's a camera. Charge point is here. So on the display, all the controls are along here. So wash wipe, switch them on, switch them off. Aircon, heated front screen or not. There we go, aircon. Let's switch it off. So everything is on here. Little cubby hole here for your cables and stuff. You get a bit of luggage in that. Foot on the brake, gear knob, I'm in drive, and I've got the handbrake on, hence the H. Foot onto the accelerator. Note the silence. That does your head in. Does that do your head in?
Yeah, totally does my head in.
Now, this thing goes like shit off a hot shovel. So when I get out of these services and we get to Slip Road, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Oh, let's behave. So apart from my screaming, as you could tell, that was absolutely silent acceleration. It's a ninja. This
is me driving on the motorway, 70 miles an hour, and I've got autopilot on, okay? So I'm not actually steering the car is steering itself.
Signal left.
If I signal left, right, it's going to move me into a space, into a lane next to me. Right, I'm not doing that. It's doing itself. It's just moved me lane. It's like a computer driving the car.
It is a computer driving the car.
It is a computer driving the car.
Numbnuts.
Do you know what? When you buy an iPhone, because it's the most technically advanced phone and it can do everything. And for me, a Tesla is exactly the same. It is the most technically advanced car I've ever been inside. Like, everything just operates off a touchscreen. There's no buttons anywhere. There's no, your fans, everything, your air conditioning, all of that, everything operates off this touchscreen in the middle.
So it ticks the bling button for you.
Yeah.
And it ticks the performance button for me. First of all, the handling is brilliant. It's really nice to drive. It goes around corners very well. The other thing that was great was it's quite quick, particularly we went for the only 0 to 60 in 4.1 second long range one.
4.2 seconds.
Not when I drive it.
It's ridiculous. It's like instant torque. It is like your head is thrown
What does
into the back.
instant torque mean? For people watching this who are not into cars, what does it mean? What does it translate into?
I don't know. He's a scientist, so you know the technical
What it translates
terms.
into is you put your foot on the accelerator and you break your spine. It goes so fast instantly.
Your head goes into the seat, the back of the seat. It's instantly like being on a roller coaster.
It's a
like
switch.
That. It's that.
It's on. It's on.
Yeah.
And the other thing is There is no gearbox, so there's no changing gears. There's no automatic gearbox. It just goes.
It's just instant direct drive power to the wheels.
That goes on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah, and it's scary.
So the other thing that I found was that the Tesla Model 3 was surprisingly big.
The trunk, and that's not the front
What's the
one.
trunk?
The trunk.
The boot.
The boot.
See.
The boot. It's a trunk. I'm turning American. The trunk is like...
The what?
It's a boot. The trunk.
The boot. Let's call it what it is.
Okay, the front, which is the front trunk, can fit a cabin-sized bag in it.
Yeah, definitely.
Easy.
Yeah.
Cabin-sized suitcase.
Yeah.
Easy. No problem at all. But you'd probably use that for keeping your cables
The
in.
boot is massive.
The boot is just... I've never seen a boot like it. Honestly, it's like an Audi A4, but it goes on and on and on. It's like infinity.
So it's actually a family-sized car. Definitely. A4, Audi A4 size, Ford Mondeo size, I'd say.
Easy.
That kind of size. Right, one Mini S2 electric. It looks just like a Mini. It's pretty rapid. It's got the upgraded wheels. Glamour model in the front. It's a smart little thing. Right. Okay, so pop the bonnet. Oh, didn't expect that. So where are you going to put your cables?
In the boot.
Yeah, but what else? Yeah, but they get filthy and horrible.
Is that the battery, is it?
That's the motor.
The battery?
Motor.
What motor?
Electric motor. It's a nice boot. Right, here we are in the eMini. Silent as ever.
It's got a weird humming noise.
It has got a weird humming noise. Let's give it a squirt. Oh! Yes, we've got that electric car little pick-me-up.
Not as quick as a Tesla.
It's not as quick as a Tesla. Well, yes, frankly, NASA aren't as quick as a Tesla. And then let's have a look at the back. Humming. Yeah, you can possibly just hear it on the camera, just humming, a little hum.
Humming, humming, humming.
Ah! Actually, it's not that progressive, to be fair. So, look, it's not a slouch, but it ain't...
A Tesla.
As you can tell, somebody's quite keen on the Tesla, having taken it for a test drive and having screamed her knickers off while we hurtled down the slip road. You could hear the thud as they hit the footwell. I think the interior's more swanky in this.
It is.
It's more funky.
Typical Mini,
Funky.
snazzy, funky interior.
Yeah. Radio's good. Hey now, hey now!
That's much better stereo than the Harman and Kardon stereo that was in the i3. It was rubbish.
Well, by rubbish she means loud.
And when you played it loud, it absolutely drained the battery. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
How loud did you play it?
Well, I played it in maximum, right? Because...
What, the car stopped?
No.
Did you have to reverse?
I was watching the battery as I was driving along to Bristol, and the battery just noticeably went down a lot quicker.
Right,
with the radio.
did you watch the speedo as well?
So don't get a small electric car, get a Tesla. Don't like this.
Right. So what is it you don't like, apart from the fact that it's not a Tesla?
It's not a Tesla. Yeah, because you'd be charging this Mini every 5 minutes. If it's real world, it's only got about 120 miles.
So it's a town runaround that you'd stick on charge every night, same as the i3.
I thought I'd like the Mini more because I've had a Mini before.
Yeah.
I crashed a Mini, which is why I was nervous about getting into an electric Mini because I thought it would be spunkier than a normal Mini, and I don't believe it is. I think a Mini Cooper S is more powerful than that, but the stats might prove me wrong, but it didn't feel...
So I'd say it was exactly what you thought it should be. It was a Mini, it was a funky inside, build quality was nice, it was loud, wind noise and the hum that they do under 20 mile an hour.
It was a Mini with a battery strapped to it, so it's not an electric vehicle from the ground up, so it's just a Mini. It's a Mini.
So we found that the range was limited to, in reality, about 100 miles in true life.
Rubbish.
And under the bonnet, there is nowhere to stash your cables.
No.
Whereas all the other vehicles had what they call it, a frunk, a front trunk, a frunk. That didn't have one. So that means your dirty cables are in with your Louis Vuitton handbag in the back.
I wish you wouldn't buy me a flipping Louis Vuitton.
I won't buy you a charging cable neither. So Mini was definitely bottom of the list. i3 was close to the bottom of the list.
But if you like minis and you want a fun mini,
and you charge up every night,
you want to be charging up every day, then the mini would be for you. But I just, for an electric vehicle, it didn't wow me. I thought it was going to be groundbreaking and all of this stuff, and it just wasn't. It was still a mini. Right, so I'm in the iPace. It's lovely in here. The seats are amazing. Drive. Oh, that was easy. Oh, look at the screen. And I do a 4-second test. Oh, shit! Shit! Shit on a stick! Fucking hell!
That's pretty good.
Are you ready? Fuck! 2, 3. Oh fuck! I've just gone up 50 miles an hour in about 4 seconds. So we've just put it on charge on that machine there, which is 50 kilowatts, and it was on for an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 5 minutes, and we got 50% charge. So it's the first time KJ's been in the car. Round the private road that we went on the other day in the Mini. Stereo's nice quality sound.
It's not intuitive. It was hard to find how to do things.
I love this car, I have to say. It's quiet, it's luxurious, and it's actually quite... oh shit! No! Right, I'm already doing...
It's like being in a spaceship. Oh, but...
It's 50 miles an hour. Yeah, but no, but...
There was a camera back there.
Yeah, to average speed. Start taking average speed. You were driving, so it's not my problem. Did you see a flash?
I don't think you have to with those things.
Average speed.
You told me they can do on the spot as well.
Yeah, I was lying.
Were you?
I was trying to get you to drive sensibly.
Really?
Yeah.
What he says, having just done what through a 50 mile an hour zone?
50.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Precisely. It was.
Yeah.
Look, it's 48 now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. Infotainment system a little bit.
I didn't like the infotainment system. It was too complicated. It was too clunky.
So that infotainment phone, all that kind of stuff, wasn't for your liking.
No.
But I thought it was fantastic. The head-up display was brilliant.
The head-up display was good. I'll give it that.
The
Never driven
leather,
with that.
the luxury, the build quality. You could tell this company who's built luxury cars.
It was an
in the day.
£80,000 car.
That
You
is
could
the issue.
tell. You
Boom,
could tell.
right there.
It was an £80,000 car.
But I would say it felt like an £80,000 car.
Yes, it did.
Have we made a decision on which electric vehicle we're going to buy?
Yes.
And that decision was primarily because?
It's a kick-ass car. And it was reasonably priced.
Did you fall in love with it?
Yeah, I did. It says I've got Tesla goggles, so the minute I drove the Tesla...
Can we do it? Like, you're not supposed to give away what it is.
Oh.
Okay. So, what did I say about your goggles?
He said I had goggles on and that I couldn't
That
see
were
any
just for
other
this
car.
one car.
Yeah, and I couldn't see any other car after that, which is probably true.
It was so true.
Yeah.
So, we are going to buy a...
Tesla Model 3.
So, for me, would I have picked the Model 3? No. I think it's ugly. It looks like a 1970s designed car. Inside of performance was great. I never liked it before we really started looking, did I? And it's just, I much preferred the iPace. But I wouldn't buy an iPace either because it's too expensive for mere mortal. And it is really big. So we've decided that the little ones just didn't cut it. The range was too small and we just didn't like them. The big ones, out of the iPace and the Tesla, I've just told you, I'm not getting an iPace, it's too expensive.
He wasn't getting one anyway because I like the Tesla.
And there's a herring on that bombshell.
Who do you think you are, Jeremy Clarkson?
Well done.